Ricken Financial presents Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement. Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken-Provost want to help you reach the retirement you deserve. Let's build a strategy that gives you the confidence while meeting your financial wants and needs. Meet the team at rickenfinancial.com. Now, Kickin' with the Rickens.
You heard the title. It's Kicking with the Rickens. I'm your co-host, Doug Turnbull, and joined on this episode by Heidi Ricken, who is a retirement planner at rickenfinancial.com, and you can call them up 314-442-6476. I would say, Heidi, given we just went over our Thanksgiving plans, and y'all are probably hearing this within a couple of weeks of Thanksgiving, you're very much in tune to how important planning for retirement is. You had to dodge a few landmines here over the holidays, but glad you're back safe and sound.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm happy to be here. I did not expect to see so many people traveling this Monday AM, the day after the Thanksgiving weekend, but made it, and thank God for caffeine. So, you know, now I think my brain might be fully functioning at this point in time, so we can have a nice little chat today.
Hey, when you had to get up so early in the morning to catch a flight, you're going from Eastern to Central time, from Boston to St. Louis.
Yep.
Usually it's nice to gain that hour back. I would say now that your day is an hour longer and you're on minimal sleep, that's probably not the best.
Hey, I'll take every minute I can. It was nice to spend some time with my in-laws, and I got to see my little nugget, my godson, Zachary. He's 3, and his sister, Madison, my niece. And, the rest of the family matters, too. Once they're in the picture, that's what our world revolves around. So it was nice to spend some time with them and, be back at it here for a few weeks. And then I get to go back for Christmas, too, because I ruined everyone's Christmas plans last year. I got COVID during Christmas, and that's when we were supposed to be in Boston. So we get to do both holidays with them this year to spend some more time.
You're going to log those sky miles here before the end
of
2024. Last episode, we had your dad, Jerry, on, and we've had him on the last 2 episodes. And one of those, we discussed the cons of broad advice, or, the pitfall, so to speak, of just hearing someone on the radio or watching someone on cable news and then trying to apply it without actually meeting with a financial advisor. And I'm just going to read off the marquee, so to speak, for this episode, okay? Which is no participation trophies in retirement. Cook, Heidi, cook.
Yes. This is a gripe that I have that I'm going to stand on my soapbox for a hot minute here.
Let's go.
Participation trophies have no business in our world. And, if you're not winning, you're losing. And I adopted that philosophy many years ago in many different ways. And it's not just like you have to be so competitive. You have to win every sport that you're playing or anything like that. You have to put the plan together, because if you don't have a solid game plan ready to go in any facet of your life, you're going to fail. I mean, I was tooting my own horn earlier. I'm going to relive my glory days for a hot minute.
Let's go.
Yeah, but in high school, freshman year, my mom told the lacrosse coach, I had never heard of the sport before, that I was a phenomenal soccer goalie, so I should play lacrosse goalie. Spoiler alert, I had never played soccer goalie a day in my life. I have no idea where she pulled it from. She was at a cocktail party when this discussion happened. Don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But the coach approaches me and was like, hey, I heard you're an awesome goalie. We want you to be one of our lacrosse goalies this year. And I'm like, what's lacrosse and what? And then I went to go look at a game, and I'm like, what the hell this woman's thinking? She wants me to stand in goal and be pelted with those balls. And somehow I got conned into it, and I said, sure, I'll do it. I was almost the exact same build and had the same hair color as the varsity goalie. And they put me in goal day one. I had a helmet on, the pads, all that stuff. And the best player on the team didn't realize that I stepped in, and first shot on goal ever, got hit literally in the middle of the chest, and it ricocheted off of me. This girl learned how to play from her brothers who played D1 in college.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, instead of freaking out, I was just like, okay, I need to find a plan to get better, because I should have been able to stop that without it hitting my chest. So, my dad knew nothing about lacrosse, took me down in the basement of their house. We built a goal on their wall, and he just pelted me with tennis balls until I was able to stop them. And by the end of my senior year, I was rated the best goalie in the state of Missouri. I was recruited by a bunch of different D1 teams.
That's incredible.
I decided I wanted to go to college to have a little bit of fun too, so I didn't play the sport. But I had a game plan that, helped the team reach the goals that we needed to reach. And then I still had that running in my blood a little bit. I coached for 6 years, working my way up to coaching a varsity program, and I helped those girls hit a goal that program had never seen. We made it to number 3 in state, and the best they'd ever done was make the first round of playoffs before that. And at the end of the day, I didn't get there because I was phenomenal at some sport, because guess what? I'm not. I got there with a lot of hard work and planning every step of the way.
Yes.
So the point is, when it comes to your retirement, you're not going to be the Michael Jordan of retirement if you don't have a plan in place. You can't just put money in a 401k and, contribute to Social Security and then one day say, I'm ready to retire and I saved, so I'm good to go because I accumulated some assets. You need a plan in place for what your expenses are going to be looking like and how you're going to pay for them. Because when you retire, you don't have a paycheck. So you got to figure out what that paycheck's going to be. And if it's only Social Security or a pension, if you're blessed with a good, solid pension coming in, that's great, but it's not going to cover your expenses. So you need to have an income plan that you put together and can work that game plan for success for the future. You need to have some sort of idea of what you're going to do for long-term care if you need it, how you're going to cover, inflation as it hits you in your retirement years. What your investments really should look like, because there's a pretty good chance that when you're working versus when you're retiring, your investment strategy is going to change, and you're probably not matching your current risk tolerance if you're not doing some form of risk analysis. So if it sounds like if you don't have some comprehensive plan that you haven't put together, reach out to us. I always joke, you can send me a carrier pigeon. You can probably find me on 15 different forms of social media and reach out, and I'm happy to chat with you. However works for you. If you're old school, you like to pick up a phone, give us a call, 314-442-6476. If you prefer the internet, you can reach my website at rickenfinancial.com, RICKEN financial.com. Look us up on any form of social media, really. Reach out with a message. That's what we're here for. We prefer you don't text us because it's not really compliant. But other than that, you can send that carrier pigeon, and I am happy to chat with you about anything, because you need a quarterback and you need a coach to help you work your way through retirement. This is not just a DIY thing that you set it and forget it and never think about it again. You need to actively plan every single year and kind of baby your retirement to make sure that each step of the way, you're really going to be, taking care of yourself financially for the future.
Well, that's 100% right. And it makes me think about, I really feel good about myself when I actually complete an adult task. Okay. Like, I'm like, oh, wow, I actually opened this account or something like that. Like,
right?
Oh, man. And then I'm so overcome because I set the bar really low for myself that I don't go back and do maintenance on the thing. So let's say there's somebody who's, 55 years old, and they're like, okay, I've started this, started that, bought that annuity, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't actually adjust for inflation, or they don't maybe their risk tolerance is different at 55 versus 65. I could see there being a lot of pitfalls if you kind of just do one plan, fits all, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? One size does not fit all. There was this T-shirt brand when I was in high school, Michael Stars, and it was a one-size-fits-all thing. Spoiler alert, never fit in a Michael Stars shirt a day in my life. Most people I know wore them, but that was not necessarily a good thing. I don't want to be one size fits all. I want to make sure that what I'm doing in my life is exactly what I should be doing. And, we'll harp this point until we're blue in the face, but your taxes are so personalized. There is no way on earth you can do a tax plan that's one size fits all. And you can't really plan for your retirement unless you know how taxes are going to impact your financial future. So you need someone to come step in and help you put it all together in one place. You know, there are so many different ways that you can piecemeal one piece of your financial future. But unless you've put all of those tiny puzzle pieces together into one specific plan for your future that obviously is living and breathing, changes as your estate planning needs change. And, you know, as inflation rears its ugly head, say you want to downsize or right size your home. Some people say, hey, the kids moved out, I'm ready to downsize. And then we get a phone call. I fell in love with this house and we're upsizing. So, you know, you never know what you want to do in your financial future, but as your needs change, your plan needs to change and grow and adapt with it, but also as the times change, because the only constant in tax law is change. And so every single year, even within the year, we're going to have different changes hit us for taxation. And you want to make sure you're keeping up with those tax changes and you're not having some ugly surprises every single April when you go to do your tax return in your retirement. You know, you should have a coach helping to guide you along the way, saying, hey, you need to make sure we have a plan in place to cover this, to cover that, to make sure that, you know, you're not sitting here just winning a participation trophy because at the end of the day, you got to retire. Well, I hope you only have to retire once and that you do it wisely. But if you don't have any plan in place, you might have to go back to work. You know, there might be some really big obstacles in your financial future that you could have easily avoided with a little bit of planning.
If there were participation trophies in retirement, it would be what the size of a Social Security check is. Almost everybody qualifies for one of those. But how many people can actually live off of that? Or, I mean, and maybe it's technically possible in some cases, but how many people want to live off of just a few hundred or 1,000 or 2,000 a month?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's so right, Doug, because so many people will come in and they'll say, hey, you know, I have these things called RMDs, these required minimum distributions coming in some people do it every year or every month, quarterly, monthly, however they want to take care of it, you know, but I have these RMDs coming in and I'm on Social Security and I don't really spend much money anymore. Well, that's one stage of your retirement. And those are usually the people who are in their 80s that are having those conversations with me. But if you want to retire early at 55, and early for us is before age 65 for one reason, because you don't qualify for Medicare yet. But hey, we do have a couple people we've met with recently who have veterans benefits for their health insurance before age 65. Or they have a good plan in place that they can adapt for their health insurance before 65. So it's definitely possible. But if you want to retire and you want to do it one time and you want to hit all those bucket lists that you've planned for your entire working year, so you've scrimped, you've saved, you put everything aside so that in your financial future, you can enjoy the fruits of your labor. Now's the time to put that plan together so you can enjoy it, because you don't want to be sitting here when you're 85 years old and say, we should have taken the vacations.
Yeah.
We should have done this. We should have done that. And we didn't. You know, that's what you worked so hard for, is to do the things that you want to do in your retirement.
No doubt. No doubt. So really, I think the best way to put a bow on this is you can't use autopilot and you shouldn't wait, right?
Exactly. And you don't just want to participate. You want to be the star of the show. You need to be the absolute MVP of your retirement in your future. And you know, you want to win every single trophy and be proud to have them on your mantle in the future. Much like, I guess my dad's proud. He has his first place Italia America Bocce League trophy in our office that I was just looking at. I have a couple trophies in my office too. They're not as large as his men's league Bocce one, but you know, I'm very proud that I was the MVP of my team my senior year of high school and that I won the Archbishop May Service Award. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I am proud to have on display. And one day I'm going to be proud to retire and, you know, have the retirement of my dreams, because I've been planning every single step of the way. So it doesn't matter if you're 5 years old or 15 or 35 or 55 or 75, whatever stage of your life you're in. You need a coach to help you figure out your financial future, and that's what we're here for. So we'd love for you to reach out and see if we're a good fit, because I have not loved every single coach I played for. And, you know, we may not be the best coach for you, but you're never going to know if you don't reach out and see if we can help you plan for your financial future.
And those coaches are Heidi Ricken-Provost, who you're hearing speak right there, and her dad, Jerry Ricken, at Ricken Financial. Find them on the Ricken Financial Facebook page. Dial them up, 314-442-6476. Or, of course, go to rickenfinancial.com and get that. What can be an arduous and tedious process started, but certainly the reward can be big if you do the right planning there, just putting the right money aside and setting up the right income streams. Well, Heidi, thank you so much for, after a long day of traveling and after a really up and down and long Thanksgiving weekend, spending some time with us here today.
Absolutely, Doug. Thank you so much. You know, I look forward to getting through the holidays so I can come see you in a little over a month, and we'll have some fun together in person too.
It's going to be great to have our big kickoff event here in Atlanta, or just outside of Atlanta. Big thanks to our producer, Brandon Benefield, for editing and publishing this. And we thank all of you all for listening to Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement. Heidi, let's remember, every day
is a holiday.
And life is short.
Laugh hard.
We'll have another episode coming your way shortly, everyone.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Ricken Financial LLC. Ricken Financial LLC is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Ricken Financial LLC are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Ricken Financial LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Ricken Financial LLC.
Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA.